Hello everyone, I'm Anthropomantic Fiend, and I do horror-related things on the internet. I've been meaning to do a contest video for a while, but stuff has gotten in the way of that. Shortly after I did my 400 subscriber contest and mailed out prizes, the same day that I mailed out the prizes for that, I hit 500 subscribers, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do another contest. But around that same time, I was already putting a lot of time and money into getting movies and stuff for reviews and live streams I was doing with other people, live streams I was going to be watching, and it was all starting to really add up. So I wanted to wait and make sure I could do this properly, and also I just had a lot of stuff going on all the time. But the point is, now I'm doing my 560 something subscriber contest. It may be a much higher number than that by the time the contest actually ends. I swear to God, if I hit 600 as soon as I mail out the prizes for this one, oh boy. But I will also be leaving for college in late August, so I'm going to try and do some kind of content for the channel while I am there. I don't know what that is or how that is going to work. I'm going to need to get into the groove of that first. But doing contests and such, I doubt is going to be as easy. So I wanted to do this now before that happens as well. I will get into the rules, the deadline, and the questions in just a minute, but first, I want to show off what people are probably mostly here for, and that is the prizes. This Ghoultide Gatherings barware set that was sent to me a while back by the lovely Rachel, aka Delia LaFay. I love the look of this, but I never drink wine. So I want to give these away to someone who can properly use them. I'm also giving away a book. This is Amphigory by Edward Gorey. Edward Gorey is one of my favorite visual artists. He also does a lot of really morbid, surreal, fun, quirky stories and poetry, which you can find in this book, is illustrated by him. Probably the most famous thing out of this is the Gashly Crumb Tinies, which is an ABCs of different children and all the ways they die. It's been parodied a bajillion times. I know you've seen it in some form somewhere. His style of art is just my favorite thing ever and a huge inspiration to me, and I'm sure a lot of other people in the horror community are fans of Edward Gorey or will really enjoy his stuff if they have not gotten into it yet. And as far as movies go, I have a couple caseless ones here. First of all, we have Death Foretold, Four Wicked Tales of Terror. This was sent to me a while back by the amazing Evil Stevel. I really appreciate him for doing so. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. It's a somewhat charming little low-budget horror anthology featuring some appearances from Adrienne Barbeau and Tom Savini. As much as I enjoyed watching it, I think it is time for me to pass it on to someone else who will also get some appreciation out of it, if not more appreciation. You will also be receiving 2 Friday the 13th movies. In this case, you have Part 7, The New Blood, as well as Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. These were both sent to me last summer by the amazing Hobbs Horror. He sent me so many great movies in his amazing prize box. I did, however, pick up the 8-movie sets of the first 8 films in the Friday the 13th franchise, so I'm going to send these on to someone else who will get more use out of them. Getting into things with cases, you will be receiving a copy of Monster Man. This is kind of gross out buddy comedy road trip movie crossed with horror. I personally don't enjoy this film that much at all, which is why I don't want it in my collection anymore, but I think some other people might get more appreciation out of this than I do. There are things in here that I think other people may find fun that I don't particularly. You will also be receiving a copy of The Devil's Acid. This was sent to me also by the amazing Rachel, Delia LaFay. I have reviewed this film on my channel. It is kind of a weird stoner horror comedy about a bunch of people who participate in a weird challenge in the middle of I think, an abandoned mental institution. They all do acid and are visited by the devil. Once again, I am giving this away because I did not particularly like this film that much. But again, I think other people might enjoy this film more than I do. And if you do at least want to see some of Rachel's handiwork in a film, because she did design a couple of pieces that some of the actors wear in this film, it is worth watching for that. So you'll be receiving Devil's Acid, and I gave away one of these in my last contest, but as soon as I gave it away, my uncle gave me another one and was like, "You got one of these?" And I was like, "I had two at one point, but you know what? Just give it to me. I can give it away in a contest," and it is, of course, another 50 Horror Classics thing. These things just are hiding in every crack and crevice of everywhere. There are so many of these, but it is a really solid collection of classic horror movies. Not the greatest prints of all the films, but a lot of classics. I've reviewed a lot of these films on my channel, and you've got things like House on Haunted Hill, The Bats, Last Man on Earth, Little Shop of Horrors, as well as some silent movies like Nosferatu, Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame, a lot of my personal favorites. And this one is also a sealed copy, which is rather nice. And last but not least, not too long ago, I showed off on my social media that I picked up a release of Blood of the Tribbids by SRS Cinema on VHS. What I did not reveal, however, is that I picked up two of them. So you will also be receiving this beautiful limited edition VHS release of Blood of the Tribbids, which is a movie I've talked about a ton on my channel already. I just did a live stream on the movie. Excuse me while I give Bathsheba there a little bit of modesty, because she does not have it if I take away my hands, and I don't want YouTube shooting me with a crossbow for exposing something indecent on YouTube.
How can she continue to expose herself to that innocent child? She's violent, dishonors Baythor.
But as you can see, this is the 22nd out of only 30 of these VHSs ever made, and it just looks very beautiful, in my opinion. Here's what it looks like on the inside. So those are the prizes. Now here are the rules. First of all, the deadline for this is going to be a little bit earlier just because I am going to be going to college in late August, so you will not have quite a whole month to do this. I am tentatively setting the date for the drawing for this contest at August 10th. I may change that. I may make it a little bit earlier or a little bit later. I also have a job now, so I don't know what my schedule is or how that might interfere, but I will make an update/reminder video sometime in August just to let you know where everything stands. That is going to be 12 midnight Eastern time, very beginning of that day for me is your deadline to get your entries in. You must be subscribed to me. If you do a comment answering the contest questions, you get one name entered into the hat. If you make a video answering the questions, you will have 3 entries put into the hat, and you must answer every question in order to be entered into the contest. I will be doing this probably live streamed as I've done before. I will be doing this by process of elimination. I will be drawing names out of the hat until there is only one left, but as names are removed, they will be put on a list so that I can see who all the runners up are. In your video entries and in your comment entries, please, if there is anything in this collection of prizes that you do not want personally, whether it's something you're not interested in or something you already own, let me know in your video or in your comments, and I will give that prize or those prizes to the next runner-up on that list who wants the prize. If you do make a video entry, I'm gonna take a page out of what Collector Man did not too long ago and say either you must type a comment that says I entered in the description of this video, or you must if you are connected to me on other social media, send me a link to your entry video, because YouTube has had a tendency to remove comments that include links in them. Also, I get the sense that YouTube might remove repetitive comments. It might perceive them as spam, so if just a bunch of people say I entered on my video, it might perceive that as spam and start blocking them. I'm not sure. Say I entered, but make it creative somehow. You need to use the words I entered, but have fun with it. Put your own little spin on it. Use it in a sentence. I don't know. I entered just needs to be in the comment. So with all that out of the way, here are questions. Question number 1. What is your favorite throwback horror movie? Something that was made in the modern day or a later period than the style of filmmaking it is emulating. And for me, Blood of the Tribbids is definitely that. However, one of my personal favorites is the Call of Cthulhu silent film that came out in the 2000s, 2010s, not entirely remembering there, but it is a fairly faithful adaptation of the original story, done in the style of a 1920s silent movie, and it's really fun. Question number 2, what is your favorite kill in the Friday the 13th franchise, and why? Mine is probably the kill on the bed. You know which one, from the original Friday the 13th. It is very gruesome and very unexpected, and I have a lot of fond memories of watching that film with a friend anyway, so it is special to me. And finally, I want you to name 3 YouTubers who you think do not have enough subscribers, and I am going to list, once again, Riley from Chiller Thriller has a lot more subscribers now, but is making criminally underrated horror content. Charles Cochran, who has definitely gained some traction recently, but is still under 100 subscribers. He's been showing off some great physical media, some action figures, talking about a lot of movies. He has a great affinity for classic horror and is just a really great person in general. And I am going to recommend Cool Channel DreadTube. The production quality on his videos is really outstanding. He's really well spoken, really well thought out in the way he presents his videos, and has a lot of great insight into a lot of things, and for the quality of content that he's making, does not have nearly enough subscribers. Those are the questions, the prizes, the everything regarding this contest. Good luck to everyone entering. That is the video. Thank you for watching my video, and hopefully I will see you in another one. Bye.